Mr. Transformers 96 here with another review. This time it is of the Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Autobot Drift figure. So here you go. So first of all, let's just go over the package. As you can see, you've got him in his Bugatti mode, Autobot Drift. Up top, a great picture of Drift with his very shiny, cool samurai looking face. On the back, you get a picture of him in robot and car mode with a little bio. And the others in the wave, I have them both, and yeah. Alright, so on to the figure. As you can see, Drift is one of the main Autobots. He is, of course, the samurai type of Autobot, and therefore should be a fan favorite, I'm assuming. So yeah, so here he is in his car mode. So first of all, before we go into his car mode, let's just go over the swords. He comes with 4 different swords, 2 big ones, 2 small ones. Here's one of the big ones. It looks really cool. Really do love it. The only thing I don't like are these massive holes, or these massive pegs. They're very annoying. They kind of block him when he's holding weapons as well, especially the small ones, because the pegs go like way into the handle, and therefore when he's holding it, it really he can't hold it super well and super tight. So really am annoyed by those huge pegs, but other than that, they do look really nice, and they're done in a very like kind of dark gold. Gives it a good look. And here he is in his car mode. Now this is the, this I was so looking forward to, because I have to say I'm a big fan of the Bugatti Veyron that he transforms into. I think it looks absolutely sick in real life, so to get a Transformer that transforms into it is super awesome, and then the toy to represent it is great. I definitely have considered getting the second one just to keep it in car mode because it looks fantastic. But first of all, as you can see, going to the front, it's really well designed. I mean, this really looks like the actual car in real life. It's got a couple flaws though. One of those flaws, and a very big one in my eyes, is this spoiler is massive. I don't know why it is so raised off of this, and from the pictures I've seen in the movie, the car doesn't even have a spoiler, and if it does, it's way shorter than this. This is just way too long. I hate this thing. Even like when I just saw product pictures of it, I didn't know that this was the actual like real Transformer figure. I thought that this was like a gimmick one where this was like I don't know, like a button, and then you push it down, maybe the tires would spin or something like that. So to find out that this is just a sculpted on spoiler piece is crazy. And the thing is, it would make sense if like this was needed to be a longer for something in robot mode, but it is completely not. So it's so annoying. I really hate it. That aside, everything else sculpting wise is great. As you can see, you get a nice little emblem on the side there. It's very hard to see, but it does have like a B in there, and so for Bugatti, very cool. You can see into the windows, and you do see some car parts, but it's not like in-your-face car parts. You know, it doesn't look too bad. It could almost pass as like an interior of a car. On the back, you get some great sculpting. As you can see, you get the logo there too, and it really looks like the car, so I really do love it. So sculpting wise, other than the spoiler, it is sculpted beautifully. I really don't have any problems other than the spoiler. Paint wise, that's on the other hand not too great. It is a good paint. I mean, it's cool. I mean, you got the dark blue on top with a very metallic light blue on the bottom, which looks really cool. The only thing is, it's just not accurate. The dark blue should be black. For Drift in the movie, all of this dark blue should be black. From my comparisons, it seems like the cutoff between the two colors is accurate. It's just that one color should be like this light blue, and then the rest should be black. So it would have been nice to change this. I've considered actually painting it myself, but that would be a bit of a pain. So I don't know. Maybe I'll eventually get to that, but for now I'm okay. But other than that, other than the not quite accurate paint and the huge spoiler, this is an awesome car mode, which I really love for just an awesome real life car. You've got a nice black Autobot symbol right there as well. So overall, I love this thing. Love taking pictures of it, and it's just great. And what's nice is it's so easy to transform that you can get it back into car mode whenever you want, which is so cool. Speaking of transformation, let's get to it already. So first of all, starting off transformation, I guess just break the doors. Break them off almost like you're opening them. You can even take pictures like the doors open, which is kind of neat. So do like that. Just fold them all the way up, and then just move the arms out, and yeah, kind of keep them sideways like that. And there you go. Then what you're going to want to do is kind of just lift the entire top of the car. Just lift it up like that. Just kind of tilt it to the side and fold this up. Let's just... There we go. Just to give you a wider shot. Just like that. And then you're going to take this and just move it up just like that. Rotate it like this. Split the entire bottom section rotate this up, and then you just, the car was like this, you just want to tilt it back a little bit, and then collapse that, which is kind of nice. Tilt it back and collapse that. It kind of keeps this panel in place, and it kind of fills in the back a little bit more, which is cool. As well, it is kind of neat to get the two emblems right in the back right there like that. And there you go. Then keep the arms down. What you're going to do is just move this piece up, but move his head up as well. There you go. Sometimes it's really hard to get his head up. You know, for a second I thought I was going to have to use some type of like a knife or something to kind of wedge it out, because it does get stuck sometimes, but other than that it's fine. And then what you're going to do is just move this little hole right here up, and then as you can see it pegs in right there. So then just peg it in, and you are all set. There you go, and there he is in his robot mode. And I forgot to mention that in car mode there is like a place to put the swords, I believe. I believe that you can store them at the bottom of the car. It's not something that I care about in the slightest, because I don't like to store the weapons on him in car mode, so yeah. And so here he is. So let's just go over the actual figure. As you can see, face sculpt is pretty cool. Sculpted really quite well. Just wish that there was a picture where I think it's a Dakar version, where the top is more of a light, bright gold, and then the face tone has a little bit slightly different face tone than gold, and it kind of looks kind of cool. But other than that, it's a really awesome face sculpt. You get the nice Bugatti car emblem, and you know, like front of the car right in his chest, which is pretty neat. And he is rather skinny, but the back, backpack, which is fairly decently sized, I have to say, but it does kind of fill it in, makes it look a little better. The arms are, you know, they just look like plastic. They don't look like anything that's been transformed on these arms, of course. But these like side shoulder pads do help fill it in, make him look a little bit more bulkier, which is kind of nice. Then he does have bulky legs. Really do like the legs. Really have no problems with the design in these legs, because it's very nice. And yeah, articulation is pretty good. For his knee, it only goes about like this much, but then when you rotate this down even more, you do get some more, a better hinge with it. And if you want just to move that up, you do get even better hinge, so yeah. But you should just keep it down. So overall, leg articulation is good. Just don't worry if you like move the knee and it doesn't move very much. Just know to push this down to get a better movement, better range with that knee. And yeah, overall articulation is really good. He's got like a ratchet elbow, but there's so many little ratchets that you really can get it in all different kinds of positions, which is really nice and really cool. Here he is holding the swords. Obviously, you can have them hold small one, big one, wherever you want. You can have them hold from the bottom, from the top. It doesn't matter. And there you go. Kind of give them kind of a nice little pose like that. Yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of different poses and stuff that you can do with him. And he looks really nice. And it is good that he is posable, or, you know, pretty posable, because he is a samurai character. You got to get some very cool stances out of him and whatnot. And as you can see, these two holes in the back, they are for pegging in his weapons. You can do whatever you want. You can store them so they're like way up in there. You can fold this back panel up. Oops. Hold on. You can fold it up to look at like he's got swords coming out of his back, just about to stab people. You can do whatever you want. You can rotate it so that it's facing down, and therefore it's more like an actual like back sheath, where he can just flip his hand up, grab the sword, and come down with it. So you can do a lot of stuff with that. I think this is a great place to store the weapons, and just looks good. You can really you can add to the character by having his weapons back there. Overall, he is a really cool looking robot. Even better car mode though. I have to say, I love the car mode, but this robot mode is quite nice. I don't know how accurate the paint is, considering there's a lot more black in car mode, so I think that a lot of the dark blue here should be black as well. I'm not 100% sure on that statement, but I do think that that's the case. So if that is the case, it is unfortunate, and I wish that they could have went with more movie accurate colors. Obviously, they're trying to appeal to kids, and therefore they're trying to put him in a very bright color, but substituting dark blue for black is pretty good. I mean, if they were going to substitute a color, it's a good color to substitute, but I wish if they would stick to more movie accurate colors. Alright, so now let's compare him to the Autobot team. Alright, so here's Drift with the entire team of Crosshairs, Bumblebee, Hound, Optimus Prime, and of course Drift. So as you can see, he looks really good with them. As far as Optimus Prime goes, the Voyager Optimus Prime does seem to be in scale with the other Autobots, and it does look really nice. The leader one doesn't really fit with them all, so that's unfortunate, but as you can see, he looks really cool. I have to say he fits in nice. I like that they're all kind of got their color schemes, you know, Bumblebee's blue, Bumblebee's yellow, Optimus Prime's more red with a little bit of blue, Hound is green, dark green, and Crosshair is a light green, and then Drift is, of course, just plain old blue. So as you can see, they all look really awesome together, and they're definitely worth getting as an entire team. You know, of course, if you have other Bumblebees, then you just use whatever Bumblebees you have before, because there's so many of them. But for Drift, Crosshairs, and Hound, the three new main Autobots, they're must-haves in my opinion, and they should be must-haves in your opinion. I have to say, if you're a Transformers collector, there's no reason not to get all three of those, but they do look all awesome, and as you can see, they look great together. So overall, Drift is a very good figure, I have to say. Love the car mode. Some minor inconsistencies with the movie accurate Bugatti Veyron, but overall the car mode is a great representation of that car. And this robot seems to be a very good representation of the robot in the movie. Maybe slightly off on the paint, but overall the actual sculpt is really nice and really fits. He's a lot of fun. Definitely highly worth it. I have a feeling that Drift is going to be pretty popular in the movie. People seem to like samurai characters or just, you know, characters like that. I'm most looking forward to Hound, but I am very much looking forward to Drift. And overall, this does look like this is a very good figure. I do highly recommend it, and really quite happy with it. So there you go. So that's my review of the Transformers Age of Extinction Autobot Drift. Thank you so much for watching.